The late afternoon sun dipped between tall buildings, stretching long shadows across the busy downtown district. In the middle of it all, Daniel Whitman, 36-year-old CEO and devoted father, was racing through the crowd with panic tightening his chest. His daughter, 4-year-old Lily, had been right beside him just minutes earlier. One quick business call, one distracted glance, and her tiny hand had slipped from his. Now she was nowhere in sight. "Lily," Daniel called, his voice raw as he pushed past shoppers. "Lily, answer me." People began to notice the panic in his face. Some joined the search. Others reassured him that children wander off all the time. But 15 long minutes later, Daniel felt the first crack in the calm that had made him famous in the boardroom. Business crises, he could handle. Losing his little girl was something else entirely. And as he rounded the corner near the plaza fountain, he froze. There, sitting on a bench beneath soft patches of sunlight, was a woman in a crisp white blouse, long blonde hair spilling over her shoulders, and nestled calmly in her lap was Lily. Relief hit Daniel so hard his knees nearly gave way. But as he walked closer, he realized something unusual was happening. The woman wasn't simply comforting Lily. It looked more like a quiet, heartfelt conversation between people who had known each other far longer than a few minutes. Lily was holding her hands, speaking softly, completely at ease, and Lily was never this comfortable with strangers. The woman's voice drifted through the air. "Your daddy loves you more than anything, sweetheart. He's searching for you because you're his whole world. But sometimes I make daddy sad," Lily whispered. "When mommy went to heaven, he cries." Daniel stopped in his tracks. He had tried to hide his grief since Elena died 8 months ago. Apparently, he hadn't hidden it well enough. Double quotes. "Oh honey," the woman said, brushing Lily's hair with a tenderness that gave Daniel chills. "Your daddy doesn't cry because of you. He cries because he misses your mommy just like you do. And every time he looks at you, he sees the love she left behind." Lily's little face brightened with hope. "Really? Really? And your mommy is watching over you. She's so proud of the brave little girl you're becoming." Daniel wiped at the tears he didn't even realize were falling. This woman, this stranger, had soothed his daughter's heart in a way he hadn't been able to since the accident. "How do you know about my mommy?" Lily asked. The woman hesitated. "Because I can see how deeply you were loved. Love like that leaves a mark." That was the moment Daniel stepped forward. "Lily," she looked up, eyes lighting immediately. "Daddy." She ran into his arms, clinging to him. "I couldn't find you." "It's okay," he whispered, holding her tight. "Just don't wander off again." Then Daniel turned to the woman. "Thank you," he said, struggling for words. She was beautiful, but more than that, there was a warmth in her eyes he couldn't quite place. "I'm Daniel, and this is my daughter." "I'm Sarah," she replied gently. "Lily is a wonderful little girl. She helped me not be scared," Lily announced proudly. "She told me mommy watches from heaven." Emotion hit Daniel again. "I don't know how to repay you." Sarah smiled, though Daniel noticed a flicker of sadness behind it. Children feel things adults often miss. "She knew you needed comfort." Lily tugged her sleeve. "Do you want ice cream with us? Daddy always buys me some." Sarah looked momentarily overwhelmed, like the invitation meant more to her than it should. "That's very sweet, Lily," she said softly, "but I think this is special time for you and Daddy. Please." Lily pushed. "You tell good stories about mommy." Sarah knelt down and held Lily's hands. "Sweetheart, your daddy loves you more than anything, and your mommy is always in your heart. Don't forget that. I promise." Lily said. "Will I see you again?" Sarah looked up at Daniel, emotion tightening her features. "I hope so," she whispered. As she stood to leave, Daniel felt compelled to speak. "Sarah, could I have your contact information? Not just to thank you. Lily clearly feels safe with you." Sarah's breath caught. "Daniel, before I answer, may I ask something? What was your wife's name?" "Elena. Elena Martinez Whitman." The color drained from Sarah's face. She sank onto the bench. "Sarah." Daniel rushed forward. "What's wrong?" "Elena Martinez," she whispered. "She was my sister." Silence fell heavy. Daniel stared, trying to process it. "Your sister?" "But Elena said her family lived across the country. That you'd lost touch." "We had," Sarah said, tears slipping down her cheeks. "A stupid fight in college. Pride kept us apart. By the time I tried to find her, she was gone. I came to the funeral, but I stayed in the back. I didn't think I deserved to be there." Lily looked between them. "Daddy, she's my aunt. Like on TV when families find each other." Daniel nodded slowly. "Yes, sweetheart. This is your Aunt Sarah." Lily's eyes shone with pure happiness. "So I have more family." Sarah cupped Lily's cheeks, smiling through tears. "If your daddy allows it, you have an aunt who loves you very much." 6 months later, the shopping plaza looked entirely different through Daniel's eyes. No panic, no fear, just family. Lily skipped toward the fountain where she'd first met her aunt, now a constant presence in their lives. Sarah had become a source of strength for Daniel and a doorway to memories of Elena that comforted them both. "Daddy," Lily said, pointing at the fountain, "do you think mommy made Aunt Sarah find us?" Daniel glanced at Sarah, who smiled softly. "I think your mommy loved us enough to bring our family back together," he said. "I think so too," Lily replied with absolute certainty. They walked on, hand in hand, proof that sometimes the scariest moments lead to the most beautiful beginnings. And that is the heart of today's story, brought to you by Whispers of Kindness, where every story reminds us that love has a way of leading us exactly where we're meant to be.